Hey everybody, this is your girl Carla Alexandria here with Keeping It Real. What's up today? I'm so sorry. You know what? It's really been difficult for me to get my videos out on Wednesdays, like I said. But hopefully, God willing, things will start to turn around. As you can see, I had to take down my headboard. I am trying to sell my furniture to get out this house so that I can move up, to New York. And it's been really difficult because I'm in a house by myself. I'm going through this stress-related perimenopause, I guess, if you want to call it that. It's just every 20 minutes from head to toe, drenched in sweat. So it takes me a little bit longer than normal to get my face together. If I want to be able to put on some makeup for my videos, or if I just want to just be dry, it just takes me forever. So right now, as you can see, I'm kind of losing a little bit more weight, and I'm not wearing any makeup. I can't even do my baby hairs right now because I sweat so much. But I'm trying to maintain a positive attitude, which is what brings me to today's video. So last week I had an emotional breakdown. It was one of those moments where the sweating does get to your mental state of mind. It really, really does. And I was in here and I just needed to talk to my mom. And of course I can't talk to my mom because she's gone. And sometimes, of course you can always talk to the spirits in the hereafter because, they're always with you in spirit. But for me, I needed to be able to actually physically have a conversation with her. I needed to be able to hear her voice. And it's difficult because, that's my mom. And she's been gone for 12 years, but it's like, it doesn't get any better. You just kind of get used to it until you don't get used to it. I called my sister to talk me down off the emotional cliff because, like I said, I was going through it. I'm worried about you. And I was like, why? She was like, because I feel like you're doing what's called toxic positivity because, you have these videos out and you're doing this and you're doing that. And I'm like, what the hell is toxic positivity? What is that?
I was confused by the topography and the geography.
So I looked it up. Basically, it's a person who refuses to acknowledge the bad shit that goes on in their life and they try to replace it with a positive outlook. And I get that she would think that because she's like, I see a video last week, and then here you are crying today. Once I read up on it, I'm like, yeah, this is so not me. People tend to always want to look for happiness, happiness when weight loss, happiness in a job, happiness in a relationship. And I found that happiness isn't long lasting. Happiness doesn't go from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. because there's always going to be something that's going to bring you out of that state of mind. Happiness for me are moments in time. So when I get the opportunity to be in the moment, I take it, and it's whether I bake, whether I'm writing my books or if I'm creating a new graphic for my t-shirts, there's always something that I'm trying to create in those moments because I'm going through a lot of shit right now. I'm literally in this house by myself with just my animals. I'm going through probably the worst phase in my life and I don't have anybody to talk to. So I have to deal with all of this by myself. And it didn't help that, because I need a place to live, my family was basically like, yeah, you can't come here with the dogs. Like my dogs are my family. And they are the only things that have literally kept me from going completely insane and beating my head against the wall. So no, I'm not gonna get rid of my animals. And I got very lucky that a friend of mine said that while I was staying in New York with my daughter, she would take my animals until I found a place to live, which I was like so happy about. That took off a lot of stress. And it definitely did help decrease, I wanna say, the level of sweating, because even though I'm still sweating like I wanna say the last couple of days, it feels like it's trying to ease up. So it's not as extreme. It's
20 minutes later.
Maybe it's like every 40 minutes now. And I can emotionally get through it a little bit better. Now, toxic positivity, let me read it for you. Let me get my glasses. Because I had to do the research. Y'all know I do the research. All right. Toxic positivity is the belief that no matter how dire or difficult a situation is, people should maintain a positive mindset. Yeah, that's not me. That's not me at all. I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, I'm going through like midlife crisis, but yay, the sun is shining. Yeah, no, I literally have a rain cloud pouring on me every 20 minutes, every 40 minutes. What, for months? This has been going on for 6 months. So when I'm dry and I'm like, okay, I can be caught up in the moment, yeah, I'm going to take that, because 9 times out of 10, this thing literally keeps me down for days. It keeps me down for days, because there'll be days when I wake up and I'm so tired because I can only sleep like every 2 hours before I have to wake up, turn the fan on, take the covers off of me, go through my sweating, then I get extremely cold and I have to get the dryer and I have to dry myself off. I don't want to always be happy and perky. That's not me. I don't. I want to be as honest with myself as possible. And right now, my honesty is telling me that this shit sucks. This sucks so much ass. I know a lot of people who do have the toxic positivity type syndrome. People who are like, oh, things are always going to be better. Things are always going to be this, or things are always going to be that. People who tell you when somebody dies that it gets better with time, that to me is toxic positivity. Because when my mom died, I didn't want to hear that shit. I didn't want to hear that at all. It doesn't get better. You only get used to the change. Like, I literally cried like a baby the other day because I wanted my mother. And the pain of it is so strong and it's so real, it just doesn't go away. So I'm not gonna hide from that. I'm not gonna pretend that it doesn't exist, because those are my feelings. The same way I can get on here and I can boohoo and I can cry because, I'm feeling a certain type of way. Those are my genuine feelings in the moment. And I'm not gonna deprive myself of those moments because I've done it for so long. I feel like one of the worst things that I think I could have done for myself while I was going through this relationship with this man was just constantly tell myself, no, I don't need, the family vacations, or I don't need to really see him even though I want to see him. Like, all the things that I knew I wanted, I couldn't have. So I had to learn how to be okay with that. So that, to me, during the time that I was going through, was probably toxic positivity. I was so busy with my kids and my mom and my grandmother that I really didn't put much thought into what I would be missing once they were gone. And when my sister said it, and she's like, I'm just so worried about you. And I'm like, why? Like, I'm universally happy. Yes, I do go through depressed moments, because this is depressing. To be where I'm at right now in my life, and to know that I'm not working, I am trying desperately to get out this house so that I can move my little bit of stuff that I'm gonna take, because I have to leave everything. Get it up to New York, to find a job, to eventually find an apartment, and to go through all of that. That is depressing me, because I don't have anybody to support me, And I'm not talking about financially, because we all broke. I'm talking about emotionally. I'm talking about mentally. And it's hard. It's really, really hard. My oldest daughter is pregnant, and I don't want to bother her, but every once in a while I'll get on the phone and I'm crying, because she's my rock. She's the one that I can go to. I have my friends that, I can go to, but they have husbands. Nobody really knows and understands what you're going through unless a person is literally going through it with you. And there is nobody that can go through this with me but me. So I have no choice but to be strong about it. And I don't want to be, but I can't sit here and I can't allow my emotions to overtake my sense of responsibility, because then what happens, I'm going to be stuck in the bed crying. Another day is going to go by and I'm still going to be stressed out about when are these people I'm renting this house from, when are they going to come get me? When are the eviction papers coming? And it's just a lot on my mind. So I try to keep my mind as idle as possible by doing things that make me happy, which is working out. You already know, trying to get my gains on, which is impossible right now, so I'm not even gonna try it. But I also bake. So you guys see I bake. And I mean, those are the only things that I have. I have my dogs, like I said, and I have my writing. I'm getting ready to actually start another book. Toxic positivity is something that people don't even realize that they're doing, and it's more harmful to the people that they're talking to than, they know. So I thought I would read some of the things that people can say that's considered toxic, so that maybe if you are doing it or somebody else is doing it, you can recognize it and be like, look, hey, chill. I'm entitled to my emotions. I'm entitled to my feelings. Let me be. You know, I remember, before we get into this, let me just tell you this one story. I remember the very first death I ever had to deal with was my father. He died on my daughter's first birthday. Months had gone by. I was devastated. I was devastated. And I remember in the bed one night, I was crying, and my ex said to me, because, you know, I was looking for comfort for him. And he was like, look, your dad is dead. Get over it. And I think that hurt me more than anything at that moment. And that was when I began pulling away from him, you know, because once he shot my feelings down, once my feelings didn't matter to him, I guess I just kind of just withdrew within myself, and I just stopped looking for people to, I guess, sympathize or even empathize with my feelings and my emotions, because I knew I couldn't get it from this dude, and I didn't have a large circle, so who else was I going to go to? So I just learned to keep them to myself. And just, I don't even know if I don't know. I guess I was just always so busy with my kids, and I was raising my god kids at the same time. You know, I had a house full of children, so I didn't really have time to sit there and feel sorry for myself or, you know, go through the motions, because I really wasn't allowed. And here I am now, 47 years old, and I'm ready to live my life. I'm like, yeah, life, I'm ready. Here I am. Youngest is 12. You know, I got this. And then boom, life hits me with this perimenopause, to the point where I can't even leave the house because it is so bad. And it's not the embarrassing part. It's embarrassing. It's the consistency of the sweating and the fact that my pores don't have a chance to close. So when it's really bad for me, it's hard for me to get out and go places, because every place down here is air conditioned. You know, I cannot be in an air conditioned environment for more than 5 or 10 minutes without feeling like I am going to just die because I'm so cold. You know, going food shopping is a chore for me right now.
Come on, sing!
It really, really, really gets bad. It starts messing with my physical being. Then I can't really, I want to say it makes me weak. You know, it makes me weak. It does. It makes me feel like I can barely stand up when I'm actually going through a hot flash. So there's like phases of this, and it's hard for me, and I have to do it by myself. So do I feel positive all the time? No, I don't. You know, but I allow myself to feel what I'm supposed to feel. If I'm angry, I feel angry. I recognize the fact that I'm angry, because I don't want my emotions to spill over into something else and take away my moment of happiness. So if I deal with my emotions right then and there, then that means that I can, okay, I'm done feeling angry. Let me just file that away, so that when my moment of happiness comes, I won't miss it. You know, I don't want to miss it. All right, so I had to do all this research, and I got a lot of this information from verywellmind.com. All right, so we have different forms of positivity. We have different forms of toxic positivity. You guys can pretty much look that up yourself, unless you just want me to read it, which we don't have time for that. But I did want to read this to you guys. So here we have toxic statements. Toxic statements like, just stay positive. Someone says, good vibes only. Or, you know, it could be worse. Then you have, things happen for a reason. Or, failure is not an option. And happiness is a choice. No, happiness is not a choice. Because if happiness were a choice, we'd all choose to be happy. Happiness is a gift. And it is a gift that we can't take advantage of. We can't, we don't have time to sit and worry about all these other feelings, because when that gift comes to you, you want to have a clear mind for it. So here we have the non-toxic alternative. So if somebody says something like, okay, I'm listening, then they are aware that your feelings do matter. So it's like, oh, okay, thank you very much. Then we have, I'm here for you no matter what. Oh, I wish. Okay, and that must be really hard. Yes, thank you for acknowledging that. Anytime I have a conversation with a friend and they say something like this, I tell them, thank you Thank you for seeing that. Thank you for acknowledging that, because I need that. Because I'm literally like, am I bugging over here? No, I'm not. All right. Then another non-toxic alternative is sometimes bad things happen. How can I help? Okay. Failure is sometimes a part of life. Yes, failure is sometimes a part of life.
And you know this, man.
Last one. Your feelings are valid. That is all I would want to hear. When I'm in my moments and you guys see my videos, whether I'm happy, whether I'm sad, whether I'm depressed, whatever the emotion is, I'm in that moment. And you guys see that. I rock out my emotions no matter what it is. I try to stay consistent because my videos mean a lot to me. Being able to get in front of this camera and speak my mind and voice my opinions about certain things and share my life, that keeps me going on a day-to-day. You know, I look forward to it even when I'm at my worst. So yeah, those moments are mine. Nobody can take that from me. So when you guys are going through your moments, just know that your feelings are valid. Like, you deserve to feel how you're feeling. There is no good or bad in a situation. If you react badly to a death, react badly. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody handles death well. I didn't handle death well. I still don't handle death well. But I'm valid in my emotions, and I'm not going to allow anybody to take that from me. So all those other things that people try to say to think that they're making you feel better, it's not. And you can tell them, that doesn't help me. That doesn't help me at all. Look at this, getting ready to go through one. Anyway, before I go full-fledged hot flash on here, I'm gonna say goodbye. And I'm gonna say, you know what to do. Share my videos. If you guys have any questions, you already know what to do. Just hit me up. Stay positive within your mind, because you know what? It's never too late to recreate who you are, okay? It's okay to fail, as long as we get up and we go and we move on, okay? Oh, I feel the heat. I feel the vapor.